Are you serious? Are you serious? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Coming Apocalypse. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. Earlier this morning, we had a powerful communion service right here, live online. And you guys, this is amazing. And about 1,000 people came and took communion. Okay, but then that video would not replay. It would not replay. Would not play. Just would not play. And when I clicked the rewind on it to try to figure out what was wrong, it took me to a site that did not believe in God. So, unfortunately, that's what happened to the communion. Can you believe that? But anyway, the 1,000 people who did take communion live this morning, God bless all of you and everyone out there on this Good Friday. Let me put a shout out real fast. This is breaking news coming out of really the whole world is watching, but let's put a shout out real fast for Virtual Shield. That's www.virtualshield.com/deals/active/Begley. Now, research into 5G's architectural reveals your mobile service could be maliciously used against you. Matter of fact, new findings are showing that 5G could be used to exploit your data and cause the DDoS, the distributed denial of service attacks through security flaws in the cellular networks. As with any disruptive technology, hackers and attackers and whackers and zackers and corporations will always look for ways to exploit at the cost of you and your privacy. This is why I'm going to highly recommend, folks, Virtual Shield at www.virtualshield.com/deals/active/Begley. You see, at Virtual Shield, this VPN is unlike typical VPNs. They have a strict no log policy, and there's no hidden fees. It's fast, it's secure, and easy to use. Even grandma. What? Don't slap your grandma, but she can use it. And so just get Virtual Shield 50% off today by going to www.virtualshield.com/deals/active/Begley. All right, guys, good to see everybody here tonight. We do have breaking news. Now, this information actually came to me last night by Agent 2020, and I did not bring it forward as I wanted to actually get a complete confirmation on it, but he already had an inside info. So we appreciate that. And now we do have confirmation. Biden affirms unwavering support in a phone call he made to Ukrainian president now there because of the situation developing in Europe on the border between Russia and Ukraine. Here's the deal. U.S. President Joe Biden has expressed firm support for Ukraine in a phone call to President Vladimir Zelensky amid a buildup of Russian armed forces that are on the border there with Ukraine, according to the White House. Mr. Biden affirmed that the United States' unwavering support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity in the face of Russia's ongoing aggression in the Donbass and Crimea areas, according to a White House statement and press release. It comes after Russia warned the West against sending troops to Ukraine to strengthen its ally, and after Kiev accused Moscow of building up a military presence on the border. President Zelensky of Ukraine said that Russia was massing troops on the border and that the U.S. pledged to stand by Ukraine in the event of Russian aggression. So this is huge, guys. This is huge. And we all know the relationship that that Biden and the Biden family has with Ukraine, and we all know the relationship that's been really getting very sour between the United States and Russia at the very beginning of the President Trump's presidency. So weeks of renewed frontline clashes have raised fears of escalation of a simmering conflict in eastern Ukraine, where government forces are battling pro-Russian separatists. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that Russia would be forced to respond if U.S. sent troops. Well, here's the information. According to Agent 2020, the United States has sent troops. As a matter of fact, even in this report, it says that U.S. Marines and U.S. Air Force have already been sent. They've been there probably about a month, but the U.S. is moving their troops closer to the border. And I even have reports that they may have actually already joined Ukrainian forces near the border. Well, there's no doubt such a scenario would lead to a further increase in tensions close to Russia's borders, of course. And this would call for additional measures from the Russian side to ensure its security, said Mr. Peskov, as he told reporters. He declined to specify which measures would be adopted, while insisting that Russia was not making moves to threaten Ukraine. Yeah, right. You just got a bunch of soldiers on the border. Okay, so you really shouldn't say that. But anyway, Russia is not threatening anyone, he said. It has never threatened anyone. I think that's insane. Russia took over Crimea 7 years ago, and they've been in a conflict the whole time in eastern Ukraine with the Ukrainians. I mean, no matter what side you're on this, I mean, let's be honest about it. But anyway, earlier this week, the United States warned Russia against intimidating Ukraine. Now, with the Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken calling their Ukrainian counterparts to stress support. Now, the Department of Defense said that U.S. forces in Europe had raised their alert status following the recent escalations of Russian aggression in eastern Ukraine. And Ukraine has been battling pro-Russian separatists in the eastern Donetsk and region since 2014, just like I said, 7 years, following Moscow's annexation of Crimea Peninsula after an uprising that ousted the Ukrainian Kremlin-friendly President Viktor Yanukovych. And I covered this 7 years ago. I remember being in Jamaica preaching a revival and covering this story 7 years ago in 2014. How fast time is flying. Well, Moscow and Kiev this week blamed each other for a rise in violence along the front line that has undermined a ceasefire brokered last July. And President Zelensky said that 20 Ukrainian servicemen had been killed since the start of the year. Ukraine's military intelligence accused Russia of preparing to expand its military presence in the separatist-controlled regions. Earlier this week, Ruslan Komak, chief of the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, said that more than 2,000 Russian military instructors and advisors were currently stationed in eastern Ukraine. Russia has reportedly denied sending any troops and arms to support the separatists, and the Kremlin this week said that Russia is at liberty to move troops on its own territory. Well, that's true. But we know that Russia sent little green men into Ukraine. We know this for 7 years. We've got proof of them driving in there. We've seen, these little green men, soldiers, were actually Russian soldiers without their patches. Guys, let's be honest. We know that's been going on. But anyway, Russia is not participant of the conflict, said Mr. Peskov, accusing Ukraine's armed forces of multiple provocations in the region. And a senior Russian official dismissed reports of Russia planning an attack on Ukraine as fake. Russia is not interested in any conflict with Ukraine, especially a military one. Deputy Foreign Minister Rudako told state news agency RIA News. Now, together with France, Germany, and Ukraine, Russia is part of the Normandy format of countries that have sought to resolve the conflict. And in 2015, these four nations agreed that Minsk Accords to reducing fighting. So France, Germany, and Ukraine, along with Russia, all agreed that Russia and Ukraine would work toward minimizing this conflict, reducing the fighting. But now, Mr. President Zelensky of Ukraine was elected in 2019 on promises of ending the conflict. But critics say a shaky ceasefire has been his only tangible achievement. And the fighting has claimed more than 13,000 lives since 2014, the last 7 years, according to the United Nations. The U.S. has pledged to stand by Ukraine in the event of Russian aggression. Now, actually, we have some more information on this. Heidi brought it to me just this evening that the White House has left a statement on the White House website confirming this. A readout of President Joseph R. Biden Jr. a phone call he made with President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine. So here it is. This is directly printed right off the White House website. And it reads as follows. President Joseph R. Biden Jr. spoke today with President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine. President Biden affirmed the United States' unwavering support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity in the face of Russia's ongoing aggression in Donbass and Crimea. He emphasized the administration's commitment to revitalize our strategic partnership in support of President Zelensky's plan to tackle corruption and implement a reform agenda based on shared democratic values that delivers justice, security, and prosperity to the people of Ukraine. The leaders agreed these reforms are central to Ukraine's Euro-Atlantic aspirations, and they also discussed the importance of close United States-Ukraine cooperation to contain the COVID-19 pandemic and strengthen the democracy in the region. So we have confirmation now that it is true. The United States of America has the words of the President of the United States, unwavering support of Ukraine in its conflict with Russia. And Ukrainian's presidents confirmed this, and Russia has confirmed that they know about it. And there's also confirmation that U.S. troops, U.S. Marines, and U.S. Actually, it's the 82nd Airborne, is in Ukraine and is either very close to joining with Ukrainian troops or already has near the border. And so this is very critical information. I wanted to share it with everybody and keep everybody in prayer about what's going on right now, because this is a very, very serious situation that's developing. And yeah, I'm so sorry we lost the communion video. I can't even believe that. I mean, it's shocking that video was but then again, it's not shocking. Okay. Oh, by the way, let me just tell you something right now. We have uploaded a 7-minute video on the app where I interviewed Shepard Ambellis off the record. It was not part of the last night's broadcast, and it's also not even part of the Climate Chaos webinar. This was a separate 7-minute information about what's really going on at the border. And he has journalists that are down there. He's been down there himself. A lot of great information. That's a 7-minute video. Check it out. It's at the app, the New Apocalypse Watch app. Again, that's the New Apocalypse Watch app, if you go there and go to the video section, I seen it's down on the bottom instead of the top. I don't know what happened there, but it's down at the bottom of the page. Just scroll all the way down and you'll see the video. It's a very powerful video. Okay, very, very powerful video. And also, it's at the it's on it's over there at the app. Just check it out. Okay, I think it's very, very important. I mean, really important. Check it out. It's at the bottom of the page. It's called Obama's Border. Check it out at my on the app. All right, guys, I'll be back in a few minutes. I have another big article, big news breaking right now, and I want to bring it back in a separate video. So I'll be right back with that in just a few moments. I want to thank all 1,000 of you who spontaneously joined me here tonight. But guys, again, it's Russia, Russia, Russia. That's what is coming from the administration, and that's what's been coming really from the Democrat Party for the last 5 years. We'll continue to see what happens in Ukraine and Russia. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ on this Good Friday because he gave his life for us. God bless.